anyone has been around here for an amount of time, then you'll know that I have struggled to get our science in, like every year. I don't know what it is, but anytime we get to science, we both are like, not interested, and it gets pushed aside, and here we are. But I made a commitment in our 4th grade year that we were going to do science, darn it. And we kind of failed with that in the first semester, pretty big time. But in the 2nd semester, we have started the space unit with the good and the beautiful. And let me tell you, this is one of their newer units. So this was redone. This is through 3 through 8. And we have really enjoyed this. This is the furthest I have ever gotten in a science unit. So that should tell you something. I did not love the original science units from the good and the beautiful. They were very lengthy. It was very teacher intensive. It was a lot of cutting and pasting, and it was so heavy that we never attempted to do another good and the beautiful science unit. Now, we did do their little hearts and hands when they first came out with their very first one, like the fields of flowers or something like that. And she just hit that mark for the grade level at the time. And she really enjoyed that. It was nice. It was a story. And then you did like a really short like activity or something in the other book. Did like that. But the original like units like this that were like K through 8 or whatever, first of all, the age range on it was completely not appropriate for a kindergartner to like a 2nd grade, which I know this is why the company has split them up. Now it's like, now they have the kindergarten through 2nd grade units, which is like the little hands or whatever. I don't know what it's called. And now they're 3 through 8, which I do find to be appropriate. So this comes with a student journal, which you can do without, but we really appreciate the things that are in this as well. But I'm going to talk to you about it. So we're about halfway through, probably more than halfway through at this point. We just wrapped up the moon phases, but this is, this is the good and the beautiful. We should expect nothing less than it being beautiful. It always has been beautiful. That has never, ever been their flaw. And I do find that the lessons themselves are fairly shorter, which is super helpful for us to be able to commit to and to get through. So I don't have it up here with me, but I did get their book pack that went along with this. It had 2, I believe, story books that included something about space. She wasn't a fan of the one book that was just called Mars, I believe. But the other one she read and enjoyed. So I like it is, it is very well laid out. It has everything that I need to know as the teacher at the top. It tells me if there are any cards, like vocabulary cards to cut out, and I usually will do that ahead of time before I even do the entire unit. I'll cut out all the vocabulary, and then I'll have her go pick out the vocabulary and put it on our board. And then we walk, go over the vocab as it comes. But it has all the supplies at the beginning of the lesson, and then it does have like a video. I wouldn't say there's a video for every single lesson, but there have been a couple so far. And the videos are really nice, high quality videos, and we've really enjoyed them. And then it goes into read to the children. There'll be like a little chunk to read, and then it'll have them do something while you read some of the times in their journal. So the journals are in color. You can rip the pages out, which is convenient. But it has a bunch of different types of activities. We did some of them we skip, or we just like go over verbally instead of having her cut and paste them. But she just did the moon puzzle, and then we did the moon phases as well. And so we are going to be working on lesson 8. So we have gone through 7 whole lessons. We have appreciated the different types of activities. There was for the moon, there was an Oreo activity, which was really cool to use Oreos to show the moon phases. It was a little difficult shaving like the cream and stuff off to make the specific moon phase, but we managed and it was fine. And then she got to eat Oreos. So I do really appreciate that it's very limited information. You're not going to learn every single thing you need to know about space, but there are very, very beautiful illustrations, pictures. It's gorgeous, honestly. We shouldn't have expected anything less. She now knows the order of the planets. So the amount of information, the supplies are all pretty much around the house. Like this one was a tennis ball or rock, toilet paper roll, a pencil, foam paper cup, 9 small objects such as pebbles or pennies. And there's multiple different things for the activities. So if you don't have one of those things, then you just go on to the next, and it's super nice. It talks about the dwarf planets. It talks about Pluto. And then the next up is the tides and gravity. So let's go over what is gone over in this space unit. So there is a nice page in the front that goes over all of these supplies in the entire unit. So for every single lesson, if you wanted to go and grab the supplies ahead of time before even starting the unit, you had the option. There are grades through 7-8 extensions. This was the read aloud book packet that I said that I had purchased. And then it talks about having the science journal, the unit videos. There's content for older, content for younger. There's a world view. It has activities. It has the lesson prep. Everything is laid out very well, and I feel like it's a very easy, open and go style unit study, which is my kind of thing. So this is going into introductions to space, discovering stars, locating constellations, the solar system and the sun, terrestrial planets, Mercury and Venus, terrestrial planets, Earth and Mars, the phases of the moon, the tides and gravity, asteroids, comets, meteors, and meteoroids, the gas giants Jupiter and Saturn, the gas giants Uranus and Neptune, the history of astronomy, the space race, space exploration part 1, the past, and space exploration part 2, the future. So this is 104 pages, and we are dead set in the middle going into lesson 8. So like I said, we've really enjoyed it. It is very much open and go. I do highly recommend this because even if you don't do every single thing in here, there are a lot of really good ones in here that you'll want to do. Especially if you do this and then you feel like, well, I don't really want to do the activity today, then you can at least feel like, okay, well, I at least accomplished something by having her do the student journal. So that's always a plus. But like I said, we really, really, really recommend this. This is the first science unit that we are going through and powering through. They are short and easy, and the activities are not difficult. Some of them can be a little silly, and some of them can be like, do we really want to do that? And then others we do and we really enjoy. So it's really a preference to you and your household and how you want to navigate that. But we have truly enjoyed this space unit. Now, just to show you, there are, like I said, the pictures are really nice. You could tear them out. You cannot. They have the answers to the student journal in here as well, so that you could check your child's work. It does have like the charts for the moon phases. It has lots of pictures that they discuss and go over. There are other things to cut out, like different activities to cut out. In the back of the book, there's also getting to know the planets. And so every time they discuss a planet, they go over like the facts in the back of their student journals, which she's also enjoyed. I mean, it has history of space travel. I'm sure you could cut these out. We probably won't, just because we won't. But it looks like there's like question cards in the back for like activity of some sort. So lots of good nuggets here. I do think they've improved over the years, and I will definitely be doing another Good and the Beautiful newer version science unit. So if you have any questions for me, leave them down below, and I'll see you in my next one.